Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Lawrence Vann. I'm glad that you could be with me today. And here is another live stream that I'm bringing to you today, primarily because I know this is National Financial Planning Month. And so, what is this month all about? And it's for the entire month of October, but it's primarily to have us take an opportunity to sit down and take a look at where our finances are right now. And we want to finish this year off strong. And as a result of it, National Financial Planning Month is here to assist us in that process. Hey, I hope that you're doing a great day. Again, my name is Paul Lawrence Vann, and I host Wealth Building Academy live stream. And this particular live stream really helps people to gain greater insight into their finances. I not only perform solo episodes, but also I interview guest experts, and I'll have on some in the coming weeks and for the rest of this month. So, wherever you happen to be, I'm glad that you are with me, and I'm going to just share a few things, a few tips that can help you with your finances today. And I will be coming on further in addition later on this month to provide additional insights into National Financial Planning Month. And I want to also look at how you can participate today. So, one of the things that you can do, and I've posted this on social, is to rebalance your budget for the holidays. And what I mean by this is we know that the biggest holidays of the year are coming up, not only Thanksgiving, but also Christmas and the New Year. And so you want to be able to go in, take a look at where you stand right now, and start planning for that. And not only that, but you want to finish this year off strong. But one of the things that we can do and prepare for it, especially in this pandemic environment, is to rebalance your budget for the holidays. Maybe take off a little 5 or 10% off of what you earn or what you receive as an employee or as an employer, as a small business owner, and put aside a little bit of money just for the holidays so it won't interfere with your normal regular financing budget, things such as your mortgage or your rent, your utilities, whatever it happens to be, food and medical. And then you want to be able to set aside a certain amount for gifts, and there are ways to work with that as well. Right now, the emphasis on really for people to shop early before the shopping season gets here. The after Thanksgiving, the Black Friday, and the other days, shopping days, special shopping days out there. But you don't have to really go for all of those. Just simply purchase some nice gifts early, set them aside, family, friends, and then when the holiday gets here, you can provide those to them without putting a lot of stress and pressure on yourself to do so. So rebalance your budget for the holidays. Another one is to pay yourself first. Let's not forget that it's very important for each and every one of us to set aside a certain amount of money that we want to save. And when we do this, it really takes away the pressures. And of course, we know financial overwhelm is one of the biggest things that's taken place, not only in the US, but around the world. And so we want to position ourselves to always take away a little bit extra just to put on the side, just in case we may need some money. And then we want to build our savings. Building our savings is a very important thing to do. And we can, some of us can remember when our parents or grandparents used to have these Christmas savings accounts, and they were saved throughout the year. And then when the holiday came, mostly Christmas, they would take that money out and purchase toys or clothing or gifts for their children or their significant other or spouse. And so that tradition can still be in place, and it will, of course, help with when we build those savings and then set it aside. And so some of the things that take place when it comes to National Financial Planning Month is investing. This is a great time to invest some money. Again, you want to sit down, take a look at where you are right now, make that assessment, but you can look at doing some investing. It could be in real estate, it could be in stocks, it could be in bonds, it could be in real estate, it could be in a number of things. And then we also, knowing that as this year's coming to a close, start doing some tax planning, getting ready for tax season. You may or may not have to pay taxes, but you at least want to plan for it and kind of have an idea of what is needed. And if you have to pay, hopefully not, then you'll be able to do that. And then, of course, it's very important to have the budgeting piece together. So it's nothing better than having mastery of your finances. It's very important that you master this because it really makes a tremendous difference. And then what we want to do is once we make the assessment through this planning that we have, our emphasis is to finish the year off strong. And this can benefit us today when we know where we stand. We know there's some uncertainty about the economy. There's some consideration that there may be a government shutdown. And there's also the aspect of the debt limit increase. If the government does not lift the debt to pay the previous debt from the previous administration, our country and the globe is going to go through quite a bit if that does not happen. And so it's very important that it takes place. And what does it impact? It impacts all 13 of the government appropriations, whether it's Department of Education, Department of Energy, Housing and Urban Development. It could be defense, it could be energy, could be all manners of the federal government structure, and that impacts the rest of the country as well. So it's important that Congress comes to an agreement and lift that debt ceiling so that we can continue to progress as a nation as we continue to recover from the pandemic. And then the thing about it is when it comes to planning, financial planning, the simpler the better. And there are many, many different templates that can be used and spreadsheets that can be used in order to prioritize your budget, looking at everything that you have for assets, looking at what you have as debts, and subtracting the debt from the asset will give you your net worth. And it doesn't matter what the amount of that net worth happens to be, it's at least a starting point, and that's all we could ever ask for. And then it all adds up. A little bit by little adds up. And I found this out recently when I scoured my entire portfolio and I looked at everything. And I was finding subscriptions over here and memberships over there. And I found out that I really didn't need them all. So I got rid of a lot of those type of things. And it's almost like finding new money. So it's important that we all do this. And then we also want to look at getting off social media where it's not becoming such a habit forming or obsession, because oftentimes some of the stuff that you find on social media is not accurate. It's disinformation, and you want to stay away from that, especially when it comes to financial planning. And one of the things that we all should keep in mind that the best investment that you can ever make is in who? It's in yourself. It's in you and it's in me. When we invest in ourselves, we get the greatest return because when we acquire knowledge and it helps us to do things better, more efficiently, that's the best investment one can have. And it also creates awareness around your finances. And if one were to ask you the question right now, what is your current financial status? You should be able to answer that particular question. And the reason why you should be able to answer that specific question is because you should know what it is. If your accountant knows more about your finances than you do, then Houston, we have a problem. You should know more about your money than anyone else on planet Earth. And it's so important to do so. And also, the other part about the National Financial Planning Month is that it highlights the value of responsibility, that you're responsible for what comes in, and you're also responsible for what goes out. You're also responsible for when you make those investments, that you track the return on those investments, whether you earn on it or you made more on it than you invested, or even if you lost it. So it's very important to do that. So I'm going to get with some more things that you can do when it comes to National Financial Planning Month. I already mentioned to rebalance your budget for the holidays. That's all important. You want to pay yourself first. That means you want to put away some savings or emergency fund. And then you want to build your savings up. And ultimately, when you get to that point where you build your savings up, that you can go forward and invest in different things, whether it be um, insurance, buying another property, renting it out, or you can use a fraction real estate investing, which means you don't pay everything out yourself, but you're investing along with other people in apartment buildings or townhomes, whatever they happen to be, commercial buildings, whatever it just happens to be. So that's very important. And then you also want to consolidate your debt. In other words, if you have uh, one, you have 5 credit cards instead of having all 5, maybe you'll get you a loan and just have one payment, and that would be a great way to do it. Or you could go that snowball method where you pay the lowest account, and then once you have all of your credit card, let's say if you have 3, you pay them all 3 off, and don't go back and create more debt for yourself. Once you pay it off, be done with it. Put that card away. Don't turn it back in. You might even want to ask for an increase on the amount of credit, the credit limit, or you could ask for a lower interest rate. Either way, you're going to win. Another thing you can do is establish, as I stated before, that emergency fund. And by doing this, we know that just like with the pandemic, no one saw it coming, but it did, in fact, arrive. And when it arrived, it was not very kind to us. And because it wasn't kind to us, we have to always be prepared for that next thing. It could be weather. Just recently saw early this morning that in Utah, they had 2 feet of snow in October. And then we had torrential winds out in the Midwest, and we had several hurricanes. And so we always have to be positioned whereby we put monies away so that we will be ready for when that rainy day comes, if it happens to come. And if it doesn't come, we don't have to worry about it. We can just move forward and continue to live our best life. And then we want to reduce those monthly expenses. And we do this once we make that assessment of where we happen to be. And once we make that assessment, we're all going to be in better stead and in really good standing. And one of the things that we want to do is to work towards our financial goals and looking forward to the year ahead, God willing, of course. And there's no guarantees on life, but if we plan, things may very well work in our favor. And that's really what we want to do. I also want to say that as we again experience October in its fullness, that when we look at National Financial Planning Month, that we take time out to really sit down and come up with a game plan. And that game plan is for us all to be winners with our finances, to have mastery over them. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is a new online course, a digital course that will be coming out probably in the January timeframe, but I'm getting that all poured together now. And I'll be providing that and offering this online course to help people to be able to overcome any financial insecurities they have as they look forward to a new year. We don't know what's going to happen, but we always want to be prepared. And those people who prepare are the people who will benefit the most. And so, as I'm about to end this particular live stream, I want to let you know that I enjoy connecting with you here on the live stream, on my podcast, Wealth Academy podcast, as a guest on other podcasts and other media platforms. And I also want to let you know that I'll be sending out information on social media that you can sign up for my monthly newsletter. And there I cover many things in depth, such as the impact that the government shutdown will have on you and your finances and your family. And also, if that debt ceiling is not approved. There are a lot of moving parts that are taking place right now. And it would behoove you to really be in tune with what's taking place. Again, as I have here on the stream, you can reach me by email at info@paulvannspeaks.com or by phone at 800, toll free 800-341 6719. I'll see you on the next live stream, and that takes place October the 14th. And I have Monk Coleman on, and Monk will be talking about empowerment, how to be able to overcome life challenges, and he'll be talking about the power of veganism and how we can help our physical bodies through that process. So without further ado, I want to thank you again. I'm your host, Paul Lawrence Vann. I'll see you on the next broadcast of Wealth Building Academy live stream. Have a great day and a great week, and continue to enjoy the month of October. Have a great day. Goodbye.